Okay, let's dive right into this because May 2026, yeah, it wasn't just another month on the calendar. We're talking about a landmark, truly golden era for the gaming industry. It was a crazy 4-week window that fundamentally pushed the boundaries of graphics, storytelling, and gameplay. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how 4 monumental masterpieces launched back-to-back, completely capturing the world's attention and literally redefining what we expect from top-tier entertainment. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with gaming's golden month, move on to the RPG heavyweights, then hit speed and shadows, dive into mastering the market, and finally look ahead to the next era. Let's get into it. Section 1. Gaming's golden month, setting the stage. Let's jump in. To really wrap our heads around the sheer magnitude of what happened here, just look at this relentless timeline. May 5th, boom, Quantum Drive 3 drops. Exactly 1 week later, on May 12th, Shadow of Kyoto hits. 8 days pass, and on May 20th, we get Starfall Awakening. And then, just to cap off the month, on May 28th, Echoes of Eternity arrives. That is 4 massive, highly anticipated games launching within a 23-day window. For us as consumers, and for the industry itself, it was an absolutely breathtaking sprint. And man, did that sprint have a serious gravitational pull. More than 15 million active monthly gamers were drawn into this exact release window. I mean, just think about that number. That's a staggering influx of player engagement packed into a single month. It absolutely proves that when the industry actually delivers undeniable quality, the audience shows up in massive, record-breaking droves. Moving right along to Section 2, the RPG heavyweights, expanding worlds. So while all 4 of these games made serious waves, 2 massive RPGs basically took up all the oxygen in the room. Just picture yourself in late May trying to choose your next massive time investment. On one hand, you've got Echoes of Eternity. This is your classic, highly emotional fantasy JRPG experience. It's a colossal 115 gigabyte download built on Unreal Engine 5.4, giving you over 80 hours of main story content. On the other hand, you have Starfall Awakening. This is a 95 gigabyte sci-fi action RPG that instantly became the PlayStation 5's benchmark for advanced ray tracing. You're essentially choosing between an 80-hour emotional fantasy epic and a visually groundbreaking dynamic journey out to distant galaxies. Tough choice, right? Well, for a lot of people, Echoes of Eternity was the defining choice. As the reviewers over at Tekken Plus noted when they handed it a perfect 10 out of 10, it was not just a video game, but a full-fledged artistic experience. The team at JSoft Studio poured a massive $120 million production budget into this thing, and it shows. They flawlessly blended classic anime aesthetics with 10th-generation graphics, ultimately earning a staggering 95 out of 100 on Metacritic. It was, hands down, the undisputed masterpiece of the month. But hey, let's be real, even a 10 out of 10 masterpiece has its quirks. Players absolutely praised the stunning emotional story, the kind that bends time and space, the innovative combat, and an undeniably legendary soundtrack. But you still had to endure a notoriously slow, long opening. Plus, in really crowded scenes, even Unreal Engine 5.4 couldn't save it from some noticeable frame rate drops. Still, it's kind of funny how we'll happily forgive a few dropped frames when a game's NPCs just feel so incredibly natural and alive. Meanwhile, Starfall Awakening certainly wasn't pulling any punches either. The community reaction here was just explosive. I mean, in less than 3 days on Steam, players registered over 150,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews. That is wild. Streamers and fans alike were completely hooked by the game's revolutionary flight mechanics, the tight third-person shooting, and the heavy moral decision-making that actually reshaped its living, dynamic world. All right, on to Section 3, Speed and Shadows, Focused Thrills. Now, if you didn't have 80 hours to sink into a sprawling RPG, this part is for you. Let's pivot to a couple of games that just excelled at highly focused, adrenaline-fueled gameplay. First up is Shadow of Kyoto. This was framed as the glorious return of the stealth genre. Think of it as a beautiful, truly terrifying tribute to classic stealth games like Tenchu, but totally elevated to modern standards. Ronin Arts Studio drops you directly into the dark, non-linear world of a feudal Japanese ninja assassin. The enemy AI is highly advanced, reacting to your every sound, and the fluid parkour lets you stalk from the shadows. It just offered a completely open-ended approach to taking down your targets. Then, on the complete opposite end of the pacing spectrum, we have Quantum Drive 3. Let's be honest, sometimes you just need a break from dry, serious simulators, and you want pure arcade chaos. Velocity Games delivered exactly that. We're talking 64-player simultaneous multiplayer, breakneck speeds, and spectacular cinematic crashes. The visual details in those futuristic cities, especially that eye-catching neon rain reflecting off your customized car bodies, it made it one of the most visually arresting experiences of the entire 10th generation. So the crucial point is really the incredible spread of genres we got to play. JRPG, action RPG, and stealth action. I mean, just look at these Metacritic scores, 95, 92, and 88. And notice those file sizes. We are dealing with massive, incredibly dense digital worlds. This was obviously an unprecedented month for consumers, but what did this actually mean for the industry's bottom line? Let's transition over to our business analysis. Welcome to Section 4, Mastering the Market, by the Numbers. It's time to zoom out a bit and examine the macro-level industry trends. The financial footprint these games left is staggering. The first-week sales revenue alone demonstrates the absolute market dominance of our two RPGs. Echoes of Eternity completely towered over the rest, pulling in an unbelievable $245 million right out of the gate. Starfall Awakening was right behind it with $196 million. Now, while Shadow of Kyoto's $84 million is a massive success for a stealth game, you can clearly see how the expansive RPGs just absolutely dwarfed the more focused titles in pure revenue. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the actual unit movement behind those huge dollar amounts. Echoes of Eternity pushed 3.5 million copies in just 7 days. Starfall moved 2.8 million. Kyoto hit 1.2 million, and Quantum Drive 3 followed with 900,000. These numbers absolutely reinforce the undeniable grip that narrative-driven, expansive worlds have on the global market's wallet right now. But wait, here is the metric that should make every single industry analyst sit up and take notes. 85%. That is the massive growth in digital sales we saw during this exact period. This proves without a doubt that consumer purchasing habits are rapidly and decisively shifting. Physical discs are basically becoming a niche collector's item, especially considering the vast majority of those 15 million gamers chose to just download these 100-gigabyte behemoths directly to their consoles and PCs. Finally, let's look ahead to Section 5, the next era, technological leaps. So, based on the specialized analysis from the Tekken Plus team, what do these game engines and mechanics actually mean for the future of the medium? Well, May 2026 clearly established the new AAA standard. Studios are no longer just competing on raw graphics anymore. The new goalposts are dynamic AI conversations with NPCs, like we just saw in Starfall, and incredibly powerful real-time rendering beautifully showcased in Echoes of Eternity. The primary goal for top-tier studios has shifted away from just making things look pretty. Now, it's all about creating living, reacting, truly interactive worlds. Let's move to and see how this builds into the industry's next big challenge. The Tekken Plus editors define this upcoming hurdle as cloud systems integration. Basically, this is the marriage of off-site cloud processing power with massive open-world environments running on your local hardware. Analysts are predicting this would be the main arena of technological competition by late 2026, pushing these living worlds way beyond the limits of a single console's processor. Which leaves us with this final, really profound thought to chew on. With artificial intelligence already successfully shaping dynamic, living worlds right in front of our eyes, is cloud integration gaming's true final frontier? Will offloading all that processing power to the cloud finally blur the line between a program's game and a simulated reality? It's a fascinating question, and for sure, one I'm confident we'll be answering very soon as the rest of this incredible year unfolds. Thanks for exploring this amazing month in gaming with me.